Part 2.2 The 12 Worlds. On the basis of what has been said above, a devotee making a spiritual journey has to pass through 12 worlds before reaching the world of sincerity. The names of these worlds are Minor Islam, Major Islam, Greater Islam, Minor Faith, Major Faith, Greater Faith, Minor Immigration, Major Immigration, Greater Immigration, Minor Jihad, Major Jihad, and Greater Jihad. It is necessary to know the characteristics of these worlds and to be aware of the obstacles and barriers which a devotee has to face while advancing towards them. To make our point clear, we describe these worlds briefly. Major Islam means complete submission to Allah, not to criticize any action of His, and to believe with full conviction that what is happening is not without some advantage, and what is not happening was not advisable. Imam Ali hints at this point when he says that Islam means submission, and submission signifies conviction. A devotee not only should have no objection against any divine directives or decrees, but also should not feel, even in his heart, unhappy about any of them. Allah says, "But nay, by your Lord, they will not be faithful, unless they make you judge of what is in dispute between them, and find within themselves no dislike of that which you decide, and submit with full submission." Surah An-Nisa, verse 65. This is the stage of Greater Islam. At this stage, Islam should infiltrate the soul of the devotee and truly overwhelm his heart and life. When the devotee's heart is illuminated by the light of Greater Islam, not only his heart testifies that everything is from Allah, but he also physically observes this truth. In other words, he often sees with the eyes of his heart that Allah is omnipresent and omniscient. This stage is called that of vision and Greater Islam. But as the spiritual traveler has not yet attained to perfection, he has to face many material obstacles, especially when he is busy with his natural needs, and a state of unmindfulness overcomes him. Therefore, it is necessary for him to use his willpower so that the state of vision may become a permanent feature for him, and may not be disturbed by his other activities. For this purpose, it is necessary to push the state of Greater Islam from the heart to the soul, so that his elementary state may become a fully developed state governing all internal and external faculties. This is the stage which is called by the Gnostics the station of well-doing, ihsan. The Quran says, "As for those who strive in us, we surely guide them to our path. Surely Allah is with those who do well." Surah Al-Ankabut, verse 69. As such a striver in the way of Allah cannot find the way of guidance and proximity of Allah until he reaches the stages of well-doing. An eminent companion of the Holy Prophet, Abu Dhar Ghafari, once asked him what well-doing signified. The Holy Prophet said, "That you worship Allah as though you see Him." If you do not see him, he surely sees you. In other words, man should worship Allah as if he was seeing him. If he is unable to worship him in this way, then there is a lower grade of worship. He should worship Allah as though Allah was seeing him. So long as the devotee does not reach the stage of greater faith, he is only occasionally invested with the state of well-doing. In this state he performs the acts of worship with zeal and fervor. His soul, having been imbued with faith, puts all his organs and faculties on their proper job. The organs and faculties once controlled cannot disobey the soul even for a moment. Concerning the devotees who have attained to the stage of greater faith, Allah says, "Successful indeed are the believers who are humble in their prayers and who shun all that is vain." Surah Al-Mu'minun, verses 1 to 3. Only that man that is interested in trivial things will busy himself with them. A spiritual traveler who has attained to the stage of greater faith, and for whom well-doing has become a habit, cannot be fond of anything vain. For no heart can love two contradictory things at one and the same time. Allah himself has said, Allah has not assigned to any man two hearts within his body. Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 4. If we find any devotee frittering away his time in amusements, we can easily conclude that he is not fully devoted to Allah, and that his heart is not free from the hypocrisy which is called, in this context, greater hypocrisy, and which is the opposite of greater faith. As a result of this hypocrisy, man does not act according to his inner incitement, but is guided by reason, expediency, or apprehensions. The following verse refers to this kind of hypocrisy. When they stand up to offer prayers, they perform it languidly. Surah Al-Nisa, verse 142.